Are you finding it difficult to fix the price you should sell your broiler just because you are finding it difficult to know your cost of production? In this video, I'll be giving you a detailed breakdown of what your cost of production is and how to determine your cost of production as well as the profit you should make in your broiler sales. Stay back, let's do this together. Just like any other business whose aim is to make profit, poultry business is not different from such business. To maximize profit in poultry business, you must do all you can to ensure that your production cost is reduced as possible while still maintaining your production target, that is, not compromising on your production target. Now, being a poultry farmer does not in any way exempt you from having a very good knowledge of the business aspect of poultry farming. Having raised your birds to market size, it will not be a very good idea to quickly look for someone to help you sell off your birds, though this can be done if you, the farmer, does not have the time to sell off your birds yourself. However, before taking this decision, you must estimate what your profit is going to be, having considered your production cost as well as the money you'll be giving to the middleman. If it is okay by you, you can go ahead. Otherwise, create time to sell off your birds yourself. You'll be doing yourself a whole lot of good. As a farmer and a poultry businessman, you should be able to make out some time to attend to your customers during sales. Having spent time raising your birds to market size, is it just about 2 hours you can't give to attend to your customers during sales? Remember, involving middleman will eat into your profit because you will definitely settle him or her. And another thing worthy of note, before you go into broiler or layers production, ensure you have buyers that will buy your product. Though over time, your customer base increases. And ensure you produce below the capacity your customers want. In this aspect of poultry as a business, your sincerity matters. Your truthfulness also matters. Now, when a customer asks for the weight of your birds before coming to your farm, the weight and the look, do not give them something different. Ensure you give them the exact weight and the exact look of your birds, because if they come to your farm and find out that what you told them is different from what you have in your farm, they will be so disappointed. Trust me, they will never do any business with you. If they do, to trust you will be very, very difficult, and you may lose such customer. So be truthful when you are dealing with them. Now, talking about production cost. Production cost is the amount it takes you to raise one broiler to market size. That is from when you start putting your pen in place to disposal of the birds. Now, we'll be discussing this production cost in details. Now, talking about production cost, this is the amount it takes you to raise one broiler to market size. Now, you must have this handy, because if you cannot determine this, how will you be able to fix the amount you should sell your birds? This is where record keeping comes in. That is, every dime you spend raising your birds to market size must be documented, because this will help you to determine your production cost. Now, talking about record keeping, you can do this either by looking for an exercise book to record all your expenses, or if you have a system, a computer system, open an Excel sheet and record all your expenses and then save the file. Now, talking production cost, looking at the breakdown. Now, before the birds arrive, normally you need to disinfect the pen, clean up the pen, ensure everything is in place. How much did you spend buying disinfectant? How much did you spend putting up the pen in order before stocking your birds? Talking about putting the pen in order before stocking your birds, who did the washing? As in, who disinfect the pen? Were you the one that did it yourself, or you hired somebody to do it? Now, if you hire somebody to do it, the amount you pay that person must be noted. Or if you do it yourself, you must pay yourself, because this will at the end determine how much your production cost is going to be. Now, talking about paying yourself, remember, you should not inflate this amount above the amount you would have paid somebody if you had hired somebody to do this work for you. Now, during the process of raising these beds, from putting the pen in order to disposal, definitely there will be some phone calls you made relating to the business, as in calling to book your day old chicks, calling to know if the chicks have arrived, or one call or the other related to the production must be noted, because this will also add to the production cost. Now, another big part of production cost is feed, because this takes about 70% of your production cost. How much did you spend buying feeds to raise your bird to market size? Now, after buying feed, how much did you spend in transporting those feeds to your farm? Remember, again, if you have a vehicle and you decide to transport it yourself, this is a business. You should pay yourself for such services. Now, again, this should not be above the amount you would have paid a taxi to drop the feed to your farm. Now, how much did you buy your day-old chicks, and how much did you pay in transporting the chicks from the hatchery to your farm? Now, if by any reason you have a vehicle to pick up your birds yourself to transport them to your farm, this is a business. You need to allocate some amount for such services. You won't be doing it free. Remember, during the transportation, at times you might have some mortalities. That is, some might be dead before they get to your farm. You must account for this as well. At the end of your production, you must account for all of this. The remaining birds must be paid for these dead ones. Another thing is to note how much did you spend in heating the brooder. That is, if you are using charcoal, how much did you spend in buying charcoal, and how much did you use in transporting those charcoal to your farm? Now, if you are using electricity, you need to know how much unit did you spend in heating up that pen to brood your chicks. If it is gas brooder you are using, you need to know how much you spend in buying your gas to heat up your brooder. Now, medication is not left out. How much did you spend in buying medications from day one to disposal? You need to note it. And if there is any transportation incurred during this process, you also need to note it as well. You need to also note how much you spend in buying your litters. In other words, your beddings, whether sawdust or wood shave. How much did you spend in buying them? In some places, sawdust is free. They allow you to pack it free. Of transporting it to your farm as well, you also need to note. Now, assuming you don't have time to raise these birds to market size, and you hire somebody to raise it for you, but while looking at it, maybe when you come back, how much did you pay that person to help you raise that bird to market size? You need to note this. And if you are doing it yourself, remember, if you are to pay somebody to do it for you, how much will you pay that person? That is the amount you should pay yourself for this service. If you are getting values from this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, like and comment in the comment section below. Now, if you employ the services of a vet doctor, you must factor this in too. Another thing most people always forget while compiling this cost of production is water. Because if you spend some money pumping that water from the borehole to the tank that your birds drinks from, how much did you spend on energy to pump the water from the ground to the tank that your birds will be drinking from? So you need to factor that in too. It's not free. Again, this is business. Now, in most cases, most of this transaction will be through transfer, through point of sales, and the likes. But don't forget the bank charges that will be incurred during this process, SMS, transfer charges. You must also note this and add it to your production cost. Another thing most farmers, including myself, almost forget at times to account for is the pen. Now, every bird you raise in that pen must pay some money for the pen, because you spend some money in raising up that structure to be raising your birds. So within a period of about 5 years or so, the total bird you raise from that pen should be able to pay for that structure that you put in place. So for every bird you raise in that pen, you must account for this. Then you must account some percentage for the structure. so that within a period of 5, 6, 7 years, the birds should have paid for the structure. So don't forget to account for this as well. And now, the big question is, having calculated this, having noted my cost of production, how much should I sell my birds? Having determined your cost of production, selling at 30 to 40% profit will not be out of place. But first, find out from other farmers within your area how much they are selling, and then sell a little below or at the same price with them. Another secret I'll be giving out in this video is this: to maximize profit at this time of sale, don't just call the market women to come and buy your birds. First of all, sort your birds to different sizes. If you have scales, scale them and then sort them to different sizes like I said, and sell to individuals first, because these ones buy at a higher price than the market women. Note this is very, very important, because this will boost your profit greatly. And not just to individuals, you can as well sell to eateries depending on your customer base. You can sell to shawarma joints, sell to eateries first before calling those off-takers to come and buy your. And making a profit as high as 70% is realizable when you sell to individuals, though this is not always much because they don't always buy much, unlike the market women. Now, where the business aspect of poultry comes in, where you need to have a very good business sense comes in, is this. You know, for every day your birds spent in your farm, when they reach maturity, you are losing profit. Do you know that? For instance, as a poultry as a business, you are supposed to raise your birds to 6 weeks and sell off. Raising your birds above 6 weeks eats into your profit. Don't wait until your birds gets to 6 weeks before marketing. Start as early as week 2 if you are raising to 6 weeks, and start your marketing even before you stock your birds if you are raising brood and sell. Come to a common ground with the market women, that is the off-takers, and sell off your birds as quickly as possible, though this will not give you the same profit that of individuals will give you. And do not be tempted to raise your birds to 8 weeks before sales as a poultry farmer and as a poultry businessman. This is because after 6 weeks, your broiler consume more. They consume more feed and convert less of those feed to weight gain. Except your customers specifically requested that you raise these birds to 8 weeks before they come to pick them up. In that case, you must calculate how much profit you will make raising it to 8 weeks, and then discuss with the customers. If he or she agrees, then you can go ahead. Otherwise, dispose your birds as from 6 weeks. If you find this video helpful, kindly hit the subscribe button, like and comment in the comment section below, as this will go a long way in helping me to grow my channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you.